Hello. Today we're going to talk about one flew. Oh God, I forgot the name already. One that flew over Cuckoo's nest. It's a very interesting read. I would recommend, but have to give you a warning: racism and misogyny is one of the themes there. Um, it is a book that follows a story of people who live in the psychiatric yard in I would say around 1960s in US, and the whole yard is basically terrified of this big main nurse and her black boys. It sounds very bad. It is, um, because all of the if you read the book, you notice that all of the characters are pretty racist. I'd say also sexist as well. Um, I I think um, those characteristics were very intentional from the author because it's very chaotic review. I'm probably gonna be going off topics all the time, but if we are gonna talk about racism, so basically whenever those black boys that help the big nurse control everyone, whenever they are addressed, uh, people use very negative words, very mean words, and they don't really take them seriously. Um, they also describe their physical features in a very negative way. When it comes to sexism, misogyny, we just can look at the main nurse, which is actually pretty funny that all the main characters, all white men, except the main character because he's half white, they are controlled and they're controlled by this woman and her black helpers. Um, and the woman is sexless, I guess, is this not sexy figure in the book. Uh, she tries to hide her. I'd say one of the main things that were like, not main things, but throughout the book they would somehow mention her figure and her breasts, and that's a little weird. I thought it was a little weird. And at the end, when Murphy just rips down her clothes, that was awful. Uh, yes, since I am the person who focuses on characters more in stories and movies, TV shows, anywhere. I just look at characters first. Um, we can just talk about them. The main character Bromden, I think his name is Bromden. I think he's a very good main character. Um, so the thing about him is everyone thinks that he's dumb, he's deaf, because he is the longest patient that they had there, and he doesn't talk, he doesn't really communicate, but he observes, and he's not really right in the head. He hallucinates quite a bit. The way he talks is a little odd too, um, but he's not a dumb man. A lot of moments that were very very interesting, very very exciting, are have something to do with him. For example, the moment where I screamed was, I think it's somewhere in the middle, where Mike Murphy was trying to make people vote for watching a baseball game, and then he looked at our main character. Main character also voted for that. That was very great. That was the first sign in years that he showed that he actually listened and he has his own will, I guess. So that was fun. That was fun. And what else can I say about him? It's very. Um, I mean, I hope the best for him. After what happened to this story, I hope he finds a good life. Um, I guess I'll just talk about Mark Murphy, which is a very mixed character for me because I really, really liked him. I really like how he helped others and he stood up against this big nurse that was very, that treated people in the yard very unfairly. But at the same time, again, he's very racist, he's sexist. He's also the reason why he is in the yard because I already forgot if it was rape or attempt of raping someone, so that's not cool. Uh, but the moments where he stood up for people, for his friends, the moment with this attempt of sexual assault too, towards the end, in the shower room, where he stood up for his friend. That was very nice to see. That was very, very nice to see. Of course, for this character, story ends very tragically. He gets a lobotomy at the end and basically becomes a vegetable. And our main character kills him and then escapes, which is, I think, would be the best way for McMurphy to go. I don't think he would be happy just to stay there forever without doing nothing. So I guess not really a happy end for him because the reason why he got the lobotomy was because I think others kind of pushed him with their expectations. I mean, also his personality is very fiery, but I'll also say that the effect from other people played a role there as well. Um, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about McMurphy because he is in some part of the story feels like a very selfish person with whole gambling stuff. When he like always tried to win. He would let other people win just to get a little bit more money after, so that didn't feel right. Um, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say about him. I think the story itself is pretty depressing. Um, it sometimes would give you hope, but at the end, I found myself being a little sad. Um, and I very much dislike the main nurse because she, I mean, I think especially at that time, I'm pretty sure that happens now too, in those kind of places, in the psychiatric, like asylums or prisons, people who work there sometimes have this um, have this lust for power because they feel like they're stronger, they're in a better position than people that live there. They mistreat them. Especially, it's so sad when it happens to people who are not that mentally well, because I think those kind of people are the ones that are very, first of all, get mistreated more than the average person, and just seeing them suffer under her, it was very tough to see. Even though a lot of them, as was mentioned in the story, was kind of a I would say plot twist when they said that a lot of them are there because of their choice. They chose to stay there and they want to live there because they're scared to go outside and live with other people, which is also very interesting that you would rather stay inside where a person mistreats you, manipulates you all the time than go outside and actually face face other people. Very, very interesting. Um, but yeah, I wonder what the author was trying to do with all the misogyny and racism in the book. Maybe I'll read a little after. Like, I'll read about author a little more. I just know that this is his first novel, which is very, very, very impressive. But maybe someone wrote like a better review of this book so I can understand everything better. But I'll give this book 4 out of 5. I think it was very, very good. Maybe 4.5, I'd say. Very, very good. I don't think it was long. The pacing was pretty good from this beginning to the end. Except maybe the fishing trip that they made. I wasn't really interested in that, but overall pretty good. I would recommend reading it.